Sounds of drums as relations between India and South Africa are strengthened further by Mahindra. Now, the automotive company, which has established itself as one of the fastest growing companies in South Africa, has exciting plans for the industry. Let's take a look. With nearly 3/4 of a century in existence, Mahindra was established on the 2nd of October in 1945. This would mark the birth of another Indian giant, with activist Mahatma Gandhi being born on this date 76 years before. Mahindra has since grown into a global corporation with interests in many diversified businesses, including vehicle manufacturing, telecommunications, aeronautics, and banking. It has operations in 100 countries across the globe and is, among other things, the world leader in tractors. Since establishing itself in 2004, Mahindra has steadily increased its footprint and operations in South Africa. This philosophy of establishing a firm foundation has paid dividends, and in the last 5 years, Mahindra has become one of the 5 fastest growing vehicle brands in South Africa. For the next step in its exciting journey in South Africa, Mahindra has announced the opening of the first phase of a truly South African assembly plant at the Durban trade port in Durban. Here, the company plans to assemble the full range of Mahindra pickup vehicles for the local and African markets. We met with the newly appointed CEO for Mahindra South Africa, Rajesh Gupta, at the official opening event.
When we started aspiring to become a global company, first choice that came to our mind was South Africa. And that is the reason when we started figuring out the possibility over here. Both these countries have a lot of similarities, not in terms of the way the cultural practices are. At the same time, it offers a wonderful opportunity to somebody to put up a base. And the country has this possibility of scaling it up. So it came out very, very strongly as having the first flagship company outside India.
With the new assembly facility for Mahindra vehicles, the company is strategically positioning itself for significant growth both in South Africa and the continent. It also makes Mahindra the newest member of the South African Vehicle Manufacturing Circle.
So we've been in South Africa for many, many years, and since 2004, we have evolved and become a fairly well-recognized brand. I think you'll see our bakkies pretty much everywhere in South Africa. And we believe this is our next step in our journey. We are totally invested in South Africa. We believe it is going to be our second home, and so we've opened our assembly facility here, starting very small while we ramp up. But the long-term objective is to localize as many components as we can. You've got a very strong supply base in South Africa, and then hopefully we can use South Africa as a hub to start exporting to other countries in Africa.
Dignitaries from across South Africa and representing India attended the official opening of the assembly facility for Mahindra vehicles. These included the Indian High Commissioner to South Africa, Ruchira Kamboj, the MEC for Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs, Sihle Zigalala, and Ambassador Sadiq Govender of the Department of Trade and Industry. Others included representatives from the city of Durban, the automotive sector, and AIH Logistics, Mahindra's South Africa assembly partner.
I am very honored to address all of you today. I guess most of these statistics about the contribution to the economy has already been heard. I'm here really to spin a thread of thank you, because I think without appreciation for the efforts of everybody, we really would not be here today.
AIH Logistics is a triple BEE Level 2 rated South African business that will support the local assembly facility for Mahindra vehicles. Mahindra is one of the biggest success stories of the trade partnerships formed by India and South Africa at the birth of our democracy. It is therefore no surprise that the investment into an assembly facility was endorsed at the highest level by both countries. Here is the Indian High Commissioner to South Africa, Ruchira Kamboj, at the opening of the assembly facility.
I'm honored to be at Mahindra here in South Africa, where an Indian company touches South African soil and continues to flourish, where their conviction in creation only drives them forward and their integrity towards technology advances their vision within the world. There is something special about this time in South Africa. It is a time where two old friends walk a path towards a united future, bound by histories of burdened struggle and devastating oppression, bound by two peace icons who shaped the world with their conviction in silent strength. Bound by ties dating to 1997 and partnerships thriving and progressing. India and South Africa share a connection like no other.
The South African Department of Trade and Industry supports the new investment for its value in growing the local vehicle manufacturing base, local employment, and Mahindra's intention of becoming a full-scale vehicle manufacturer serving the continent from its local base in South Africa. Here is Sadiq Govender from the department.
The official announcement of the investment by Mahindra is of strategic importance in the following context. Despite the global economic downturn, South Africa remains a preferred investment destination, offering companies a suite of support program and infrastructure that sustains business operation. The development of sound infrastructure that reduces the cost of doing business, enhances competition between companies and openness to trade, and an environment where companies invest and undertake R&D is critical in the entire manufacturing sector. From a trade and investment perspective, India and South Africa share a strategic partnership that spans over 150 years, as was mentioned earlier by the High Commissioner. Currently, there are over 130 Indian companies in South Africa which have invested about $8 billion and employing approximately 18,000 South Africans.
KwaZulu-Natal's MEC for Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs, Sihle Zikalala, was also among the dignitaries here.
About 24 South Africans are employed here, and that augurs well for job creations in our country. But as they grow, they will continue to absorb more people, and we believe that through our effort, they will also have the access to the African market, which is brought by the agreement of the free trade. And we think it is important to continue supporting investors to come to South Africa, but also to ensure that when they're here, they do localization.
While this event marks the plant's official launch, workers here are already assembling Mahindra's pickup range. Now this is where it all starts. Chessie Station 1. First on the agenda is putting in the VIN number. The 5,000-meter square plant, which has the option to expand, will be managed by Henry Gemberg, an experienced manufacturing specialist that has consulted to several of South Africa's largest OEMs over the past 3 decades.
The engines come packed, they are fully prepared. The gearbox is attached to the engine. These engines has already been started in India, in their engine plant, okay? They are obviously adequately fastened into this dunnage to protect it during the transport process. It will be unfastened here. They will lift the engine and the engine will be dropped. In this station, there's quite a number of activities. We are at the tail end of this activity. Here, the vehicle will still be on the trolleys. Once the engine has been connected and the necessary security of the bolts has been done, the wheels will be attached. They will lift it, remove the trolleys, move it back to station 1, and this now becomes what we call a run-free chassis. So it's on rubber, so we would then steer it to the next station.
The assembly process was carefully planned by a joint team from Mahindra in India and the South African team to ensure that the vehicle assembled here meets the strict quality standard of its parent plant. It has also been designed to be flexible and allow the company to grow the number of models assembled here, add customization options, or perhaps later even add products from one of its associated brands, including construction and earth-moving equipment, tractors, and high-end power generation products. Here is what Mahindra's head of global operation has to say about the plant.
All along, we've been importing product from India. We will continue to do that, but we believe that Bucky's, which are a very strong player here, by localizing here, it gives us the opportunity to offer unique product to South Africa. Instead of having to depend on products coming out of India, I can tailor-make my Bucky's for the South African customer. So the factory that we've opened is very small today. It's very modular, very scalable, and I can flex whatever vehicles I want and increase my local content.
The plant opening was also attended by many of Mahindra's South African dealers who are no doubt very excited about the prospects of offering proudly South African vehicles to their fast-growing customer base. One of the dealers in attendance at the official launch of the assembly facility for Mahindra was Willie Joster, the franchise director of Mahindra Montana, which is part of the Penta Motor Group. Mahindra Montana is the reigning dealer of the year, and we visited Willie to ask what Mahindra's new investment in South Africa means to him.
That's probably one of the most exciting things Mahindra could achieve in the last couple of years. That gives us confidence within the local vision, within the SA market as well as the sub-Saharan Africa. I think that could give us the edge above our competitors. We could definitely see great affordable prices.
Since opening the dealership in Montana, Willie and his team have seen a significant growth in sales, especially of their SUV and lifestyle products. He just took delivery of the first locally assembled pickup.
This is one of the local produced pickups, so we're very excited about this being able to be produced in Durban. Purely for customizations, the demand can be it can be produced a lot quicker for demand, and we can actually keep up stock levels for the high demand of the vehicle.
Willie later took us around Pretoria in the new KUV 100 and spoke about how Mahindra now caters to both the lifestyle and business markets with a range of pickup and SUV models.
I think it's important for Mahindra to become a household name, a household brand name, and it's starting to take that spot. We get ever so more vehicles, competitive vehicles being traded in for the Mahindra product. The future, I surely think Mahindra is going to move in the top 10, if I don't think the top 5, within the next couple of years. And yeah, definitely, I think dealers are being more comfortable, they're hitting their targets, and that's exactly the objective for Mahindra.
Our journey in South Africa is very interesting. If you talk about last 5 years, we are among the top 5 fastest growing OEM in South Africa. We have now complete range. We have a range in Bakkie, both single cab and double cab. We have SUVs in the personal category, which are right from the XUV 500 to KUV to Scorpio to TUV. And we have a Thar product, which is a 4x4 true adventure product that we have. And the growth that we had, the increased acceptance of the brand, the way we are seeing the growth that we are, the customers in South Africa are appreciating the brand proposition, the value for money proposition, the reliability, toughness, ruggedness. It has given us a very, very clear reason that there are something more to have, and that is what we want to define as right to win in this market.
While Mahindra is no stranger on South African roads, its new investment in the South African assembly facility, its growing range of affordable products, and its aggressive expansion will no doubt fuel its growth over the next couple of years and make Mahindra an integral part of the South African drumbeat.